Okay, let's get straight into it. January 2024 bedroom plant tour. So this is the view as you walk in the door. You come round to our chest of drawers. Just a running theme throughout this video, all of my wooden furniture has been completely ruined by plants when they drip. So yeah, and this beautiful bowl that my husband made. It had some coins in, and then my plants dripped on it, and it's totally ruined this absolutely beautiful bowl that he made. So yeah, don't judge me. I'm sure you know what it's like. But yeah, so the first plant is this Hoya linearis, which I have suspended from the ceiling. So it used to hang off of the side down here, and then it started touching the floor basically. And I needed to come up with another option. And I had that jug not lying around. It did have another plant in it. But I just decided to switch it out. The Hoya kind of needed a repot anyway, so I put it in a slightly bigger pot, and I think it looks really cool. Just hanging down from there. So yeah, that's only been like that since about last week, and I've been measuring it. It's kind of really handy now, so it's grown already. Measuring it against this plant here. So this one is, excuse the dust on all of my plants, please. An epipremnum. I'm not 100% sure what variety it is. I will try and find. I know I bought it from eBay, so I will try and go back through my purchase history and see if I can insert the name on the screen. But I thought it was a really, really pretty one. It's just slightly more unusual. And yeah, it was a cheap one leaf cutting, I believe. So I thought I'd get that, and I've been propagating it. So there's a few cuttings in here now. Ooh, watermarks. As you can see, and I've got some new leaves on the way, some nice aerial roots. So yeah, excited for that one. I mean, it's only sort of started growing. Wow, look how dusty that is. Okay, I need to dust my plants. It's only really started growing like this in the last couple of months, really. Bearing in mind it's January, it hasn't seemed to slow it down at all. It's got some new growth coming in there. Next to that, I have my Philodendron Florida Ghost, which again I bought as a one leaf cutting, and I've been propagating. So yeah, so that's the original. That's the original cutting, and then I've cut that, and then that's the top cut there. These I'll just explain. These will pop up throughout the video. They are supposed to be those things you put on your glasses when you've got a lot of people, so you know whose is whose. And my sister bought it as a joke present for my grandparents over Christmas, and then we didn't know what to do with them, so I was like, I know exactly what to do with them. I'm going to put them on my plant pots. So yeah, you'll see various coloured snails as we go through. This pot I absolutely love. I got it from a garden centre. It did have hyacinth in, just had a hyacinth bulb, and then I think the hyacinth went over. And they were selling this for like £1, and it's perfect. So this is just in a cup. Oh, I've knocked the nail off. This is literally just in a cup. And it fits in there perfectly. So put the snail back on. There we go. Side note, I've got this, which I'm waiting to do something with. I want to put it in a terrarium because how cool is that? It's just something we found while we were walking, and it's absolutely stunning. So I want to put it in a terrarium, but I don't want it to like go moldy or rot. So I need to figure out like what to coat it with. And then yeah, how awesome is that going to be in a terrarium? So stay tuned for that video whenever I figure out what I'm doing. But for now, it's just in there waiting. So then we have this Maranta. I can't remember the exact exact name, but I'm sure you're probably all familiar with this variegated Maranta. I actually got this from the plant swap from Amy from Perky Plants. So it was a lot smaller than this when she gave it to me. Actually, I think it was 3 separate cuttings. They were like really tiny in there. I haven't propagated it yet, but I will be. You can see in there. Could definitely do some propagating. I'm kind of just waiting till. Well, I was waiting for it to get a bit bigger, and actually it is quite big now, so maybe I will do that. But bushed out really, really nicely. Obviously my pot doesn't fit because when do my pots ever fit? But yeah, really like that one. This is a cutting of my Monstera Esqueleto. In one of my previous videos, a couple of months ago, I had a bigger Esqueleto on a moss pole and I cut it into 7 cuttings, I believe. And then on my last video, or one of my last videos, if you've watched that, you'll know that I had to repot this because I had a very lovely ornament hanging from there, which fell and knocked the other leaf off and cracked the pot it's in, which was not great. But yeah, that one's doing fine. And since I have cut it, it's put this new growth point out, so that is very exciting. And its roots look nice. It's been putting out some new growth already, so really excited about that. Next we have my Monstera adansonii, which again you were going to see so many fungus gnats in this video. I am having a real problem at the moment. There was one that just flew off there. Yes, so I got this as a 2-leaf cutting. It had those 2 at the bottom, and since it's put all of this beautiful growth out, I'm so happy with this plant. It's fairly new to my collection actually, and I have this kind of strange thing that I'm just getting over. And you'll probably notice in this video that there are a lot of like the basic plants that I don't have or that I've only recently got, and that is because I used to work in a plant shop, and I used to manage the indoor plant department. So I was in charge of ordering and obviously selling, and all of the sort of common plants just became like such a chore. They used to come in and I used to have to sell so many in a week, and yeah, it was just a hassle, and they used to come in like in their hundreds and it was always just a pain. So like Epipremnum, Monstera, the Deliciosa, Monstera adansonii, Boston ferns, they were just like, I did not want to see another one in my entire life, let alone in my house. But that was about probably nearly 3 years ago now, and I'm just kind of getting over it, and I'm actually enjoying the likes of the adansonii, which is really nice because they're beautiful plants, and I was sick of the sight of them. So I am very happy to be actually enjoying those plants now. So behind there, sorry, everything's sort of facing the window, so I'll just kind of turn it. We have Merrill. If you watched my last video, you will know this is an Philodendron Esmeril dense. This is the narrow form as well. She is Merrill in this house. Got it as a 1-leaf cutting, which was this one, which is huge. Then she put this one out, and then she put this one out, and now she's putting this one out, which I am eagerly waiting to come out. And I'm just noticing it's kind of like, you know, when you can see them just slightly changing shape. So it's close, I think. And I will be getting her on a pole as soon as she puts some more root growth on, I think, because I recently, as in like last week or maybe the week before, changed her into soil. She was in moss. So I'm just going to see how that transition goes before I stick her on a pole. And the reason I didn't do it already is because she's sizing up still. And I thought as long as she's sizing up, I'm not going to have another pole in my collection if I don't need to, because they are hard to maintain. I haven't got any ready, so I'd need to make some, and I just thought she's fine for now. But honestly, this growth, look how beautiful that is. I am obsessed with this. Absolutely stunning. I'm going to turn her back around so she can photosynthesize. Right. Also, this is Al. Oh no, I've covered him up now. This is Al. He was my husband's. He's had him since like I first met him, and he was going to get rid of him, and I was like, no, you can't get rid of Al. So he just hangs here amongst the jungle. So in this corner, I have one of my 3 Strelitzia. Not doing very well. I think I don't know if they actually are, but for me, they're quite slow growers. I struggled with this plant in my old house because it wasn't getting enough light, and the growth, I mean, look, it's just not very happy. I don't think, actually, what I was going to say, I don't think it's ever had pests, but it did actually at one point have mealybugs really badly, and I treated that and I got rid of it. I actually treated that with washing up liquid. Don't necessarily know if I'd advise that now. I need to do some more research into it, but it worked. And I split the plant up into the 3 because I just didn't have the space. And it's putting out a new leaf there. I think there's 2. Yeah, there's 2 in. Oh, hang on, that must mean I have 4 individual plants. Yeah. Okay. 4. But it fits this space quite nicely. It kind of fills it out. I really love the Strelitzia. It is just kind of a pain because it is so big. You probably saw just then, that is one of the cuttings of the Monstera Esqueleto that I took. I just put it in there because I didn't have any other room, and it's got quite good light there, and look, it is growing. It's gone a bit brown on top there. I don't know why. I'm going to keep an eye on that, but it's growing. So yeah, I'm just going to put it back down there. Because probably I didn't have another pot. It doesn't look very nice, and it gets quite good light there, so I just shoved it down there. This is Dino. I don't name all of my plants, honestly. It's just there's Meryl, there's Dino, and then all of my ferns. I say all of my ferns. I don't have very many, but the ferns that I do have are all Ernie. Ernie the Fernie. So this is Dino, who is absolutely stunning. Like, look at that. Oh my goodness. I love Dino. Dino and Meryl are, yeah. I don't like to have favourites, but you know, how can you not? This leaf has pretty much just come out and not hardened off yet at all. You see down there, he is rooting. I'm going to have to do something about that situation and that situation pretty damn quickly. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I need to do something. Absolutely love Dino. I got him in a 10cm pot not that long ago, like probably about a year. No, hang on a minute. I got him in this house, which means 6 months. Oh, that was really bad guessing, wasn't it? Yeah, 6 months, and it was. I actually cut the biggest leaf off that it had the other day because it was damaged. It was the one that it was putting out when it was posted to me, and I kept it on till literally like a week ago because I was like, you know what, we don't need this leaf here anymore. But it was probably no bigger than that. I seem. I don't know actually. A lot of this smaller growth, obviously, it had originally, but this whole section, I mean, if it came in a 10cm pot, it was like that. So all this small growth came with it, and then it's put all these beautiful big leaves out for me. So definitely that one, and that one. And then there's a couple that's put out over there that's facing the other direction. That's put out for me as well. Absolutely stunning. Like, I know it's a crawler and they're a pain, but that plant is just amazing. I could literally look at it all day. All day. Okay. Then down here, we have some random jars. I don't know why I like jars, I just dot them around. This is a Anthurium, what the heck do you call them? Crystallinum, like the silvery one. Why have I forgotten the name? Can't remember. Anyway, all of these leaves that's put out for me, it was one of my first anthurium. I found it in a garden centre, reduced to £4, and it was in a tiny, like, well, you know, those tiny pots that are like 5 centimeters. Um, and yeah, since then it's put out this growth. Oh god, look at it. I need to give it a clean. But I'm not very experienced with anthurium, and I don't know what this is. This leaf was absolutely perfect, and then it went a bit, yeah. Um, so I think that's humidity, but I'm not 100% sure. I need to do some more research, but it's got some more growth points down there, putting some aerials out. It is very floppy in its pot, which I know they do. It could probably do with being potted a bit deeper, but that is a job for another day. Here we have some. Yeah, I didn't prune these plants ahead of filming this video because what is the point? But obviously this kind of thing could do with not being on here anymore. Just pull it off. That one's a bit funky, but I don't think it's ready to come off yet. Is it ready to? Yes, it is ready to come off. I did not pull that hard at all. It basically just came. So there's some leaf shedding. But this is a philodendron mykittens. I got from a local plant shop local to me. Have I planted anything else in here? No, I haven't. This is literally how it was. It was a bit of a rescue situation when I got this plant. It was dire, to be honest. It wasn't reduced or anything, but it was not okay, and I took it to the tills. And the lady was like, "Oh, you might want to water it when you get home." I was kind of like, "Yeah, I might need a bit more than a water." But anyway, I've repotted it. I took some cuttings from it because it was all like sprawling. It wasn't very happy. And actually, all of this, as you can see, is new growth, and bar that, doing really, really well. I love amykins. I've got another one, but I wanted two because I like to get one trailing and one climbing. So I couldn't resist when I saw this one needing some assistance in the shop. Next to that, we've got this Maranta. Again, I cannot remember the name of it. I recently potted these up together. It's probably actually a bit full in here, but my plan is to split it up again. I was just feeling slightly overwhelmed with all of my cuttings, so last week I just planted loads of them up together because I think this was probably like, I don't know, like 5 or more separate propagations. And I was just struggling to keep on top of it, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to stick them all in the same pot. I've got another pot of it as well, which you'll see later on. But actually, now it's all together, it's looking really nice. I'll turn it that way. But yeah, really lovely, really pleased with it. Where did I get that from? I think I got that from the same shop as this, actually, just on a different occasion. And then back here, I have some Ferrero Rocher boxes. So what is this? Oh no, something that's not very happy. Deal with that later. Oh, that's kind of strange, actually. It's coming off. I don't know. This is jungle cactus. Some kind of. Oh, for goodness sake! When I'm filming videos, I just forget the names of everything. I can just think of Rhaphidophora, which is not the right word. It's a brain. Ripsalis, we got there. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what kind of Ripsalis, and I'm gonna have to deal with that. That's because I took them out of a water propagation, because it wasn't doing anything for me, so I thought I'm gonna stick it in moss. And then I don't know why that's happened, but anyway, we'll sort that out. I don't know if it's rooting or not, probably not yet, so I'm just gonna leave it, but they're just in there again because there's pretty good light down there because it's got that big window right above. What's in this one? I think it's more of the same, actually. Okay, right. Obviously, I haven't looked in here. This was string of nickels, I think. Just pile of gunk. Get those out. And then some of this is rotting, kind of to be expected. And actually I've got some mold which I need to deal with. Okay, so these I'm going to leave open and deal with after this video, but for the most part the Ripsalis looks pretty good. Has it yes, it's rooted. You can't see, but it's not moving, so yeah, pretty happy with that. And these little boxes are really handy. So got any Ferrero Rocher at Christmas, keep those. Yeah, Dino has sort of taken over this situation, which is a bit annoying, but hey ho. If I just give you a wide shot of what we are looking at, this is what the heck do you call them? It's like a it's for painting, which is why I've got paint all over it. It's like, so you don't have to keep going up and down a ladder. It's like a whole platform that you can obviously walk along. And we were just turning out the workshop the other day, and it was going to go in the bin, and then I was like, you know what, that is going to fit perfectly in this very irritating house with these eaves. So yeah, it fits in there nicely. So I've obviously covered it in plants. Okay, so from this end, we have got another snail. Oh, by the way, the plan is to paint this white. It's just I haven't got around to it yet. It's not going to stay like this forever. This is the original cutting of my Florida Ghost, which was there. So they are all propagations from here. Don't really know if anything's happening. I've just left it there. Let's go this one. This is my Syngonium albo, which I recently cut up because it was just looking a bit leggy and a bit not great. So I thought, well, I'm just going to cut it up. The rest of it's in the prop box. This kind of weird leaf it put out straight after I chopped it. It's really strange. It's like really thick. It doesn't feel like a Syngonium leaf. It obviously doesn't look like a Syngonium leaf. I don't know what happened. Anyway, behind here I've got some peperomia, and that is a ZZ leaf. One of them is rooting. The peperomia, oh my goodness, it's put little leaves out. I literally checked this like a couple of days ago. Huh. Let's put some leaves out. How cute. Okay, so I need to do something with that. And the ZZ, I can't actually see. Oh, sorry, hello. I think it's just rotting. So I need to get in there and have a look. I've never propagated peperomia before, so that's really exciting. Also, I'm really rubbish at water propagations. They don't normally work for me at all, so doubly exciting. Next to that, having said I'm not good at water propagations, I did just chuck this Hartley philodendron in water because I didn't have anything else to put it in. I think those are just aerials. I don't think it's actually grown anything yet because it was only like, I don't know, 5 days ago. Just a little top cut from Hartley philodendron. Next to that, we have this lemon lime maranta, which I got as a 2-leaf cutting. That is the original leaf, and then all of this is new growth. Probably needs a repot, honestly. But yeah, really beautiful plant. In front of that, we have my other. I've got 2 of these, 2 propagations. The other one's over there. You will see later. Monstera pinna something, I can't remember. I'll put the name on the screen. Yeah, looking better than it has done for a long time. Finally doing something. My Activia pots. Just ignore all the yogurt pots. I don't have enough pots for the amount of plants I have. Just ignore that. This is absolutely stunning. One of my favourites. Syngonium Green Splash. Stunning. I recently took it out of the prop box. I'm hoping it's not going to flop on me because that's what it's done 2 times now, maybe 3. Oh no, I think this is the 2nd time. This would be the 3rd time if it did it this time. So I'm really hoping it's going to be okay with the lower humidity out here. Fingers crossed, because I love this one so much. And I wasn't enjoying it in the prop box, and it outgrew the prop box. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be happy. I put it here because where it was in the prop box, it was right by a window. So I thought I'd put it right by the window, pray about the humidity. Yeah, fingers crossed for that. Dirt. Okay, going behind here. So this is just a Epipremnum marble queen, which I'm propagating in moss. I've got quite a few of those. This is a variegated Epipremnum, which is absolutely beautiful. Again, I got this as, it wasn't a one leaf cutting, but it didn't have many leaves. And I've recently propagated it, which is why, oh, look at that. Absolutely beautiful plant, just cannot fault it. Look how beautiful it is, and the white is so white. So yeah, I've propagated it, one, because I would like it to get a bit bushier, but two, because I'd like to have one trailing and one climbing. Because if I could get this fenestrating, amazing. Right, here we have got peperomia, again, something I can't remember. But it's beautiful, look at that. Just so dainty little leaves. There's actually two pots for here, I don't know if you can see that. This is the original pot, and then this is a pot of propagations I've taken. Look, oh, it's beautiful. If that could just trail down there, stunning. That is more heartleaf philodendron propagations, just in soil there. This is another pot of Adansonii. I've got two of those, another one there. Just propagating to get, bushy plants. Again, might do one trailing, one climbing. I don't know how much space I think I have. All of these plants I'm duplicating so that I can have one trailing and one climbing. Have I done all of those ones? Yeah. So this is the Peperomia Hope, which it's so beautiful. I'm actually scared of this plant because so many people say that it rots so easily. But at the moment, looking beautiful, growing nicely. Little spider plants. Again, I've never really liked spider plants, but I thought, you know what, let's just give it a go. So I've got two in there. I'm sort of trying. Another snail. Scindapsus argyraeus, is that how you say it? Just took from a cutting from my mother plant, which is in the room next door. Took a very long time to root, I have to say, like a long time. But now it has, and it's looking beautiful, and actually thinking about it is growing really slowly. So I don't know, but looks cute. That's the second pot of the Adansonii, putting up new growth, looking beautiful. Another pot of Marble Queen Pothos. That one's a terracotta in soil. Yeah, soil. Pelia. Is it Pelia pepperola? I don't know. Anyway, Pelia, not looking very happy. I'll be totally honest. This was in the conservatory. I forgot about it. It was freezing cold. Oh, fungus gnat, lovely. Yeah, so I've just brought it up, and since I've brought it upstairs, it has put those three out. So it's not too unhappy, thankfully. That is another pot of heartleaf philodendron, because I'm just constantly propagating it because it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful plant. Another Maranta that I don't know the name of. Actually, I think this is the Fascinator. Is that how you fascinate something? I don't know. The one with the pink on it. I'm actually not a huge fan of this. I got it from a plant swap because I didn't have all the other Marantas when I got this, and I thought, kind of fancy trying a Maranta. And then I wasn't that fussed by it. I was going to, I don't know, sell it, take it to a plant swap, something like that. And my husband said that he really liked it, so I'm keeping that for him really, because he doesn't like plant care, or he doesn't like plants in that way, but he likes the look of them. And I've got quite a few, so I should probably keep the ones that he enjoys as well. So that is why we have this one. A pot of neon pothos propagations in soil, although this could be actually Brazil, or it could be a mixture of two, because if you look here and here and here, looks a bit Brazil, so I'm not really sure what that's going to be. we will see. Another pot of Mykins again. Oh, actually, this is the propagations from that plant over there that I showed you earlier that needed a trim when I bought it, so that's why they are there. Tradescantia. This is a weird name. It's like, I think it's baby bunny bellies. It's a really strange name, but I'm not a massive fan of Tradescantia. I think it's just because I don't like colourful plants that much. But this one with the green and the small leaves, I think it's quite sweet. So I just kind of have it there as a bit of a filler more than anything. This is a rescue monstera. I've got a lot of rescue monsteras. I've got 12 in total. And this and this. That's kind of a long story. I went to a nursery. There was a monstera that had just been chucked outside, basically, just totally forgotten about. It was underneath the ladder. It looked very, very sad. So I went inside and I was like, can I buy that? And they said, yeah, if you want, but it looks awful. And I said, yeah, I know, but it's going to go in a bin, isn't it? And they said, yeah. So I said, that's fine, I'll buy it then. So I got it for a very, very good price. It was huge. And I got 12 cuttings out of it. So these are here for now, but I will be like selling / giving away / swapping them. I just didn't want it to go in the bin because it had such good potential. So yes, that is that and those two as well. This, oh, I missed this one. I missed my Sabrina. How did I do that? This is my Calathea Sabrina, which I've had before, probably about a year ago, and I killed. So this is my second try. I bought a baby plant, and it's growing quite a bit, and it seems quite happy. So I'm really pleased about that because I love that plant. I'm not a massive Calathea fan, but this one and this one I really do like. So this is the God, I've forgotten the name again. Sorry, I'll put it on the screen. And apparently this is one of the easier ones, so I thought I'd give it a go. I really like the look of it. I've never had this one before, but I figured let's try it. And that is much bigger growth than it originally had when I got it, so good news. Next to that, we have a philodendron ring of fire, which I got a long time ago, and it's doing nothing, but it's fine. It's just chilling here. It can stay there till it decides to do something. Back there, another Mykins propagation in moss, another Marble Queen propagation in soil, another one there in moss, and another. This is the second pot of the Maranta that I potted up when I said I had like 10 propagations and I just plunked them all in a pot because I was getting overwhelmed. This is the second pot of that. And this is my aloe vera, which not looking great, is it? Which is actually quite strange because I've had this plant for a very long time, and it's always been fine. And it's just started putting these yellow leaves out. I think I've probably overwatered it because where it used to be, I basically used to ignore it. So for like 5 years, it's been totally ignored, and now it's there. I keep like putting water, not loads. I mean, I'm obviously appreciate it's a succulent, but it's getting more water than it ever has, and I think it probably doesn't appreciate it. So I need to stop watering it. But it is popping, so can't be. Or maybe it is that unhappy. Maybe it's popping because it's stressed. There's another one in there. Who knows? I'll stop watering it. This is a big jar that will eventually be a terrarium, hopefully for a fern. That's a storage box. That has nothing to do with plants. This is my Sansevieria moonshine. Oh, sorry, I should probably say this is next to my bed. That's my bedside table. Excuse the horrid grow light situation, but that's where we are. Sansevieria moonshine. Yeah, is what it is. Doesn't really do much. Quite like the colour. I don't like the normal Sansevieria just because, again, it goes back to being in a garden centre and it being like a top seller. When I say the normal one, I mean the one that's green with yellow variegation. But this one, a bit unusual and really lovely minty green, so yeah, quite like it. If we do the top layers, oh, Let me move this out of the way. I'll leave the grow lights on though because it's quite handy light. Yeah, I built these recently. So I used to just have the plants like all over the floor here and it looked a bit chaotic. So got these shoe racks for £6 and I thought plant shelves. So there we go. Global Green. Really like this plant. I really like it. It's only just started growing for me. And I recently heard, and actually same applies for this one here. I recently heard that epipremnum, although they are very easy and once they get going, they go, they don't like having their roots messed with apparently. So maybe that is why both of these actually have taken quite a while just to get established. But now they are established, they are growing. So, but yeah, look, this green on green variegation, which I know people don't like, but I think is beautiful. So yeah, that's just started going. This is the Marble Queen. Wait, hang on. Was I calling that a Marble Queen? I'm very confused about which one's which. I always get these confused and I'm not really sure why. Anyway, it's an epipremnum. Beautiful, got it from the plant swap and it's just put this leaf out for me. How beautiful. And yes, I am using a mug as a plant pot. Syngonium milk confetti, a beautiful little plant. This is a propagation. I've got the bigger one over there. Again, not a pink fan, but little specks of pink I can do. I think it's quite cute. And actually hasn't given me any grief at all. Compared to that green splash, this one's been a breeze. Cebu Blue, which is actually trading off here, which is really nice. I've got company. What are you doing? What are you doing? Out you get. Out. Sorry, the dogs aren't allowed in the bedroom, but I'm currently dog sitting. That was not my dog, and he does not know the rules, so he might make another appearance in a minute. Yes, Cebu Blue. Again, this is another. This one's going to be trailing. The other one's going to be climbing situation. It's growing really nicely, and yeah, actually, same thing. Now I'm thinking about it, same as these. Took a little while to get going, and now it's going. It's fine. So yeah, I think epipremnum just take a little while, and then they are fine. This is a Stromanth Trio Star. I don't know what happened to this leaf here, but the rest of them look fine. This one I've had for years and years and years, and it was a really big plant, and I basically killed it. It was on the brink of death, and I managed to. It's not. I don't think it's a corm, but it's that kind. It was that kind of thing. And yeah, I nurtured it for like 6 months in a prop box, and voila. So yeah, really pleased about that one. That is a Rhaphidophora. No, it's not. It's a Rhaphidophora, something with D. I'll put on the screen. It's the Dragon's Tail one. Really beautiful plant. Got it as a one leaf cutting. Yeah, just chilling in a jug over there. Apparently, I've actually just found out this morning, actually, that it's a crawler, which would explain. I did have an inkling that it might be a crawler, and then I actually found out for certain this morning. So, well, actually, what I did was it was falling off the pot, and I just took it out of the pot and then moved it over, so it can stay in there for a little bit longer, and then it will probably need a trough planter. But yeah, I'm quite excited for that to fenestrate. I don't know what happened to this leaf, why it went like that, but it's fine. That is the other Syngonium milk confetti, slightly bigger than the other one. The other one is a propagation of this one, just in a bowl because I have run out of pots. This is a, move that Cebu out of the way, Syngonium squaw, something I can't say. I'm dyslexic, I can't say these words. But look at the fuzz. Very excited about that. Got it really cheaply as a baby plant. Here I have my ZZ Raven, which was another rescue actually from a friend. When I first got it, it was tiny, and it's put those two big fronds out for me. I assume that's the right word, frond. I don't know. But yeah, really like it. Really, really dark foliage. Looks beautiful. Okay, this is going to be quite tricky to show you. Hang on, let me move this. Cebu blue on a pole, which is actually fenestrating and is at the top of the pole, so I need to sort that out. But exciting. Hopefully have some big growth soon. And this, I'm just fighting the grow light, sorry. This is the other propagation of the Monstera pinna, whatever it is I'll put on the screen. The other one was over in the beginning of the tour. This one's doing much, much better, looking really quite lovely. I love these, just the texture of the leaves is really different. So yes, let's do the bottom row. There's less on here. So this is a philodendron tortum, which I got as a baby plant. Honestly, hasn't done a lot. It put this big one out, and it put that out quite a long time ago, and it's not really doing anything. Whether it's gone sort of into dormancy, I don't really know. More Hartley philodendron propagations. That is the Tradescantia baby bunny bellies, which is just there. I know that's probably not the best place for it, but I mean this thing grows so much. It's just a filler, like I said. That's another one of the Monstera deliciosa rescues from that big plant I got from the garden centre. That's another pot of Mykins, which was propagated from the rescue one which you saw earlier. And that's another pot of Hartley philodendron. Okay, so next is my bedside table. I'm just going to put these grow lights back while I think about it, because otherwise these plants are gonna... Okay, right. Bedside table, again, look at the state of... To be fair, this piece of furniture is like older than me. It was my parents, and they were getting rid of it, and I thought, as it's already completely wrecked, I'll wreck it some more. What's the point in having nice stuff when you've got plants? So Alocasia mitchellsiana, I believe is how you say it. The unvariegated version of the Frydek. I got this as it wasn't a baby plant, but it was small, and it seems to be quite happy. This has gone like this fairly recently. There's no pest on it. I keep checking because I'm really conscious about that, because everyone says they're spider bite magnets. So I'm always looking, and we seem to be fine. This is the newest leaf. There is 2 corms in there. Obviously, I bought it as one plant, and it's put out that one. And obviously, that one needs to come off. But I mean, I probably should take it off. But I don't really like. I'd rather just leave it till it's ready to pull off. Is my thoughts. Anyway, very sweet little plant. What I want is to get one of those things that like hold all the leaves up, because that is starting to sprawl now, and actually it's cutting out the light from this Mykin, so I will be getting one of those and standing the leaves up. But I think it's happier though. I noticed that this newest leaf, the petiole is so much shorter than the others, so yeah, hopefully won't have that sprawling problem so much. And then this is my original Mykins, which again I grew out from a 1-leaf cutting, and this is the one I want to trail / potentially send up the bed or the wall or something. I don't really know, but this is the more traily kind of one. I love how it just sprawls over the bedside table. So yes, that's that area. And then the last one here is my... Right, I've been calling this a pallidiflorum in all my videos because I'm a numpty. It's a vitarifolium. The reason I got confused is because I ordered a pallidiflorum, and then like 3 days later the seller got in contact with me and was like, oh, it's been eaten by slugs, and then just refunded me. And then I was obviously really annoyed, and then I found this one for actually a better price than I had originally paid for the pallidiflorum. So I got the vitarifolium, not a pallidiflorum. So if you've seen any of my other videos when I was calling this a pallidiflorum, I was wrong. So apologies. But yeah, weird leaf it put out in postage. Newest leaf it put out for me is a bit of damage up there, but pretty big leaf. So yeah. that is... Oh, actually, there are 2 more plants. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so the other 2 plants, there's this one, which lives on my husband's side of the bed, which I won't go around there because I haven't asked him if I can video his side of the bed, and I feel like that's an invasion of his privacy. So they're all my plants. He doesn't have any plants, but he has this on his side. This is a Jose Bono, Philodendron Jose Bono, and oh, I was so frustrated. I got it ages ago, and it didn't do anything, and it finally put out this absolutely beautiful leaf, and then I bloody knocked it off. I was watering and I just literally knocked the whole thing off. I was so cross with myself. Anyway, since then, and it's taken a while, it has put out... Hello, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's not helpful. That is not helpful. Sorry, back from the interruptions. Oh, bloody hell, they're back in here. Okay, I'm just going to ignore them. Try to ignore them. Right, it has put this out, which is very exciting. Oh, and this is... yeah, this is another thing I do. I just... If leaves fall off Hoyas and things like that that root from the leaves, I just stick them in plant pots. And this one has actually... Eben, go away. Right, now we have this situation. So helpful, so helpful. Yes, this has rooted in here, so that is good. And I have high hopes for this plant this year. I'm gonna try not to knock those leaves off, and hopefully it will look beautiful. Then the second one, ignore my storage boxes, they're very ugly, is... Good boy, you stay there. Stay there, good boy. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just here. Good boy. Is a Strelitzia with the one of the other like cuttings I took. Cuttings. When I separated the bigger plant. Oh, here we go. Okay. Don't knock this over, please. Thank you. You're beautiful. Are you beautiful? Yeah. 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 Oh, that's nice. Here's a belly rub. Here's a belly rub. Yeah. You cute? Okay, right. I shouldn't have encouraged it. Anyway, Strelitzia that were separated from the original plant. It's not looking good. I don't know what to do with it. It used to sit there in between the box and the jar, but the box never used... the jar never used to be there. But it kind of just encroached on this area so much. I made it feel a lot smaller, so I don't really want to put it back there. Oh my goodness me. This... I'm dog sitting 2 other dogs. I've got 3 dogs. And then I'm dog sitting 2 others, so this one's mine. Ridiculous animals. Okay. Yes, I don't know what to do with it. Long story short, I don't know what to do with that. I could put it in the conservatory over the summer, but it's too cold in there now, so I'm not sure. I think this means the end of me filming because we're probably going to have a play now, which is going to be really loud. So anyway, thank you for watching.